proc use பண்ணாரு. Hello. ஆடு ஏ ப்ராசஸ் ஆடுது நம்ம ப்ராசஸ் கார் ஆடுது. ஹலோ அதுக்கு ஏ ப்ராசஸ் ஆடுது நம்ம கார் ஆடுது. హలో వినిపిస్తుందా? అది ఐదు వందలు అది వేరే ప్రాసెస్ అది ముందు వేరే ప్రాసెస్ ఉంటాయి. సో ఆడిది ముందు కంప్లీట్ చేయడం. చాలా మందికి డౌట్ కన్ఫర్మ్ అంటే నా ఫోటో చూడలేదు అప్పటికి కానీ చాలా మంది తెలుసు ఫోటో అక్కడిది ఇక్కడిది వేరని చెప్పాను అన్నాను.
తెలుసా అందరూ సలపెట్టి వారం రోజులు పెట్టి వారం రోజుల తర్వాత మర్చిపోతుంది.
ఇప్పుడు ఎస్కేప్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత షెడ్యూల్ పెట్టేదానికి ఐడెంటిటీ కార్డ్ అవసరం లేదు అందరూ వస్తారు. ఎందుకంటే ఐడెంటిటీ కార్డ్ తీసుకోకపోయినా డౌట్ వస్తుంది కదా. ఐడెంటిటీ కార్డు తీసుకోకపోయినా డౌట్ వస్తుంది కదా. హలో వాయిస్ వినిపించట్లేదు డాడీ. వాయిస్ నెట్వర్క్ లేనట్టుంది మీకు. వినిపిస్తుంది. సరే సరే
Good evening, everybody. Am I audible?
Good evening, sir.
Remember that what we were discussing in the last class?
Sum operator, sum function.
Retain statement.
Retain statement.
What is the definition for retain statement?
It retains
What?
variable order.
Order of the variable.
It retains the current value or
Subsequent
iteration.
Subsequent iterations.
what does it mean? What does it mean?
When an observation moved from PDV to output, it reinitialized again. If we use retain statement, it will hold back the value.
Very good. in general, when observation moves from PDV into dataset, the PDV should be get reinitialized. But if you return any variable, that variable value will not be get reinitialized. It is going to hold back that value. When next cycle takes executes, it is going to get accumulated. If you have an assignment statement. Remember, this is what we have discussed in the last class. Clear, everybody?
But backend process once again challenge.
Yes, Renuka?
But backend process, can you tell once again?
You didn't attend this class.
Actually, my network is not good at that time, so I can't.
Sir, attended, sir, but it was not clear, sir. Clear.
Okay. I told you, if this is my data set. This data set contains 3 variables, SID, month, and the sales. And I told you, if you want to get a total sales value, in SAS, we have n number of ways to get the grand total. But sometimes you may not require the grand total. You may require, intermediate totals. So for example, I want to know what are the total sales by the end of February, or what are the sales by the end of the March, or what are the sales that we have at the end of the April. So in that way, I want to have intermediate totals. You want to have intermediate totals, I told you we are going to write a statement called retain statement. In the retain statement, say for example, I'm creating a variable called total sales. I'm writing initial value 0. And then I'm writing a assignment statement called total sales is equal to sales plus total sales. This is the statement I'm writing. Okay, when I'm writing the sales for total sales, if I execute the program, now along with the existing 3 variables, we are going to have a 4th variable. What is the 4th variable that we are getting? That 4th variable that we are going to get is total sales. Okay, and what is the information that we are going to have in the total sales? Now, in the total sales variable, this is how we are going to have that. And how we are getting these values. And if you want to understand that one, you need to understand the backend process. Okay, and what is that backend process? How it takes place? Now, I'm writing this program to explain in the whiteboard here. So this is the program that we executed. Okay. Now I told you when you execute the program in the backend, I told you we are going to have a compilation phase. During the compilation phase, it is going to create an input buffer. This is how we are going to have how we are going to have an input buffer. In the input buffer, we are going to have a number of boxes like this one. And in the box, what will happen now? Whenever the first record that we have in our program, the first record comes and joins. No backend process to understand only. We don't use the backend process in the front end to understand how the return statement works. Because if you understand, we can perform that scenarios and applications. Okay, only to understand what exactly happens in the backend. Nikita, did you get the point? Okay. Now I'm writing, the first observation in the input buffer 101 space, and we have 1 space. We have a 12. And I told you after that we are going to have a descriptor area. And in today's class, I'm not going to touch that one. In the descriptor area, what information that we are going to have? We are going to have a metadata. Okay, that information will be get saved. That information will be get saved in the descriptor area. Okay. Now, and after that, the next thing that we are going to have a PDV. How we are going to have PDB? In the PDB, we are going to have one box for each variable. So we have an SID, we have an SID variable, we have a month variable, and we have a sales variable. Then we are going to have underscore r underscore underscore n underscore. And this is each variable is going to have in two halves. In the first half, we are going to have a variable name, and the second variable is month, and third variable is sales. And what is the fourth variable that we have? We have underscore r underscore, and then we have an underscore n underscore. I told you all the numerical variables are going to have a period symbol. In the starting underscore r underscore is going to have 0, underscore n underscore is going to have an in the starting 1. So this is the end of the compilation phase, and after compilation phase, the execution phase will take place. During the execution phase, what will happen now? During the execution phase, the program will be get executed. So first data sales, so we create a data set called sales. Then we have input. So in the input statement, we want the data which is present in the input buffer. It will start here. Now I told you we have 1, 0, 1 space. This 101 will go to PDB SID variable. And after space, we have 1 space. 1 will go to month variable because in the input statement, the second variable is month. And after space, we have 1 to 12. 12 will go to which variable now? Sales variable. Now, after the input statement, if you see this one, we have one more statement called return statement. Now, in the return statement, I have specified the total sales and the initial value I kept it 0. Now, in the PDB, it is going to create a new variable called total sales, and it is going to keep the initial value 0. So this is the return statement. Since we have written the return statement, here in the PDB, just imagine here we are going to have a return. And of course, these underscore, r underscore, underscore, these two are automatic variables. Here we are going to have a drop option under that automatic variable here. That's why these variables will be get dropped in the PDB. That will be get dropped in the PDB. Now, after the return statement, we have a next statement. What is the next statement that we have? Total sales is equal to sales plus total sales. So total sales is equal to sales. Sales value is 12 plus the total sales value. Right in the PDB, the total sales value is 0. 12 plus 0 is equal to how much? 12 plus 0 is equal to, now the total sales value will be 12. So this is the situation in the PDB. Now, once you have the PDB, then what is going to happen? I told you before the run, by default, we are going to have a statement called, what is the statement we are going to have? Output statement. What is the output statement will do? The output statement will write the observation in the output data set. So now it will write that observation in the output data set, and this is how we are going to have. Now, we are going to, in the work library, now we are going to have a data set called sales. In that we are going to have a SID variable. Then we are going to have a month variable. Then we are going to have a sales variable. Then we are going to have one more variable called total sales. Now, whatever the observation that we have in the PDB, that will come into data set. So 101, month value 1, sales value 12, and total sales value is 12. Once the observation moved into the data set, now what should have happened, in the PDB, the observation, in the PDB, it should be get reinitialized. So all the numerical variables again is going to have a period symbol. If you have character variables, it is going to get reinitialized to black space. So since we do not have any error, underscore r underscore remains 0. Since first observation is over, now it will be make ready for the second observation. Now it is going to become 2. But total sales value will not get reinitialized. It is going to holding the value as it is. So we are going to have total sales value 12 as it is. So what will happen now? The second observation, the second record, 101, month value 2, sales value 10 will come into input buffer. From that, the program will execute, the cycle will execute. Now again, the 101 will come into SID in the PDB. Month 2 will come into month variable. Sales value, which is 10, will come into sales variable. And after that, again, we have a total sales now. total sales is equal to sales plus total sales. So we have sales value 10, total sales value 12. So 10 plus 12, what it will become now? 10 plus 12 is going to become 22.
22.
The value will become 22. Okay, now it is going to become 22.
హ్యాపీ పట్టుకొని వచ్చలే.
And again, what will happen now? The second observation will come into that set. Now again, we are going to have a 101, month value 2, and sales value 10, and total sales value will be 22. Now every observation will go into input buffer. From that, it will come into PDB. From when the observation moves from PDB into the data set, PDB is going to be get washed out, but the total sales value will not get washed out. It is going to retain. Since it's retained every time, for each observation, for each cycle, this statement will get executed. If this statement executes every time to that existing value, sales value will get added. So now in that way, we are going to have an accumulation value. Understand this one? This is what return statement can do. Clear, everybody? That is how we got this value. In the sales, that is how we got the total sales. Clear, everybody?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we'll see applications one by one. Do you know about SAS that class? Do you know how many observations we have in the SAS that class?
19.
19.
19. I will show that one. Data. I'm creating a class 1 data set. I'm creating this data set from SAS help.class. Okay. Now, if I select the program, execute the program. Now, in the work library, we are going to have a class 1 data set. In the class 1, we are going to have 5 variables and 19 observations. Now, what I want to do, I want to create an extra variable called sequence number here. In the sequence number, in the first observation, I want to have a 1. In the second observation, 2. Third observation, 3, 4, 5. In this way, I want to have 1 to 19. Understand? So I want to have a variable sequence number. In the sequence number, in the first observation, I want to have 1, second observation 2, third observation 3, and so on and so on. I want to have up to 19 because we have 19 observations. Then how we can achieve this one? Now I am writing again the return statement. I am writing return statement. I want to have a sequence number and I want to have initial value 0. Now after this, I am writing an assignment statement. Sequence number is equal to, I am writing sequence number plus 1. So retain sequence number initial value 0. Then after that, I'm writing an assignment statement. Sequence number is equal to sequence number plus 1. Now tell me what is going to happen. So now I'm writing in the set statement SAS help.class. Now we'll check what is going to happen in the backend. Now I'll go back to the backend. I'm going to write, in the backend what exactly happens. Since I'm not writing here the, raw data, I'm writing a set statement. That means already we have data in the PDB. The data will come directly into the PDB. Now I'm going to the backend process. By the way, this is the first observation that we have choice F11, 51.3, 50.5. So that information we are going to have into PDB. Now I will write directly here the PDB. This is how we are going to have the PDB. Now in the PDB, what variables we are going to have? We are going to have name variable. We have a name variable, and then we are going to have a sex variable. We are going to have an age variable. We will have a height variable. Then we will have weight variable, and by default we are going to have underscore r underscore. Then we are going to have underscore n underscore, and then we are going to have an extra variable. We'll see that one. First of all, what is going to happen in the PDB? We are going to have a choice set, and then sex F, and then age 11. Height 51.3, weight 50.5, and then first observation underscore r underscore no error 0 underscore n underscore we are going to have an Now, in the program, this is the statement I have written. What is the statement I have written? A written statement. What is the variable I'm written here? Sequence number. So now in the PDB, we are going to have a new variable called sequence number. We are going to have a new variable called sequence number. Okay. What is the initial value kept in the sequence number? Can you see this one here?
0.
Zero. Now we are going to have initial value 0. Now under that, what is the next statement that we have? Sequence number is equal to sequence number plus 1.
is equal to sequence number 1.
Very good. So I have sequence number 0. Sequence number is equal to sequence number plus 1. 0 plus 1. 0 plus 1 is equal to how much?
1.
1. Now we are going to have a sequence number 1. Now this is the PDB. Now the observation will move from, by the way, where we have written the sequence number? We have written the sequence number in this statement, written statement. Now the observation will come from the PDB into the data set. Okay. In the data set, we are going to have now the name variable. Then we are going to have a sex variable. Then we are going to have an age variable. Then we are going to have a height variable. Then weight variable. You will not have underscore or underscore because these two variables will be get here itself. And then we are going to have a new variable called sequence number. Tell me what is the first observation we are going to get here? We are going to have a Joyce and a female 11, 51.3, 56.3 or something, and we are going to have a 1. When the observation moves from input buffer into from the PDB into the data set, PDB ఏమవుతుంది ఇప్పుడు? The PDB is going to get
Cleared off.
it is going to get reinitialized. It is going to be get reinitialized. All the variable values are going to be get reinitialized, except which variable value will not be get reinitialized?
Sequence number.
Sequence number.
Now the second observation, which is Louis, female, age 12, 56.3, 77 will come into PDB. And as the second observation moved, now what is that the next again statement that we have? This return statement will execute one time, and now this statement will execute again second time. What is the statement that we have? Sequence number is equal to sequence number plus 1. So already we have sequence number 1. So 1 plus 1 is equal to what it will become now? It will become 2. Now the second observation, say for example, Louis and a female, age 12, 56.3, 77, sequence number 2 will come. And after that, the third observation will come into PDB. When the third observation moving from PDB into again data set, again sequence number is equal to sequence number plus 1. Already we have sequence number 2. 2 plus 1 it will become 3. Now the 3 will come here. Third observation. The fourth observation it is going to become 4. And for each observation, now what is going to happen? For each observation, the sequence number is going to be get incremented by 1. In that way, I am going to have up to what number I am going to have now?
19.
Because for every cycle, this will be incremented by plus, because for every observation, I'm writing sequence number is equal to sequence number plus 1. So to the existing value, it is going to add plus 1. So that's why when I execute this program, we are going to have a sequence number variable. Now, can you see how we have the sequence number? We have from 1 to 19. Somebody asked me yesterday in the class, what if we have taken initial value 10? When the cycle executes the first time, PD starting value ఎంత ఉంటుందండి?
10.
10. So when the cycle executes first time, it is only get at 10 plus 1?
11.
11.
So the first observation is going to be 11, then the second observation 12, and we are going to have so on and so on. So that is how it is going to be get added. Now, tell me, I am taking initial value, say for example, 0 only. Okay. But I am writing here every time, sequence number is equal to sequence number plus 2. Tell me what will happen now.
Number will get 2.
Initial value 2.
So every time it is going to be get incremented by how much?
2
Plus 2.
Plus 2.
Very good. So it is going to be first observation 2, second observation 4, 6. Every time it is going to get incremented by 2. And you're
Multiples of
getting all the, yes, you're going to get all the even numbers. Somebody asked me, can't we use any other operator? Yes, we can. Sequence number is equal to, if I specify, if I take initial value, say for example, initial value 2, I'm writing sequence number is equal to sequence number into, tell me now what will happen? First 2 into 4, then 4 into 2,
multiple of 2, sir.
we are going to have 4,
6,
then 8,
4.
then we are going to have 16, then 32. That is how it is going to be get increment. You can use any arithmetic operator. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Somebody asked me, what would have happened if I write a sequence equal to sequence number plus 1? What will happen if I'm not taking any value in the return statement? So if you didn't take any number, that is going to be in the PDB dot symbol, which means every time null sequence number is equal to null plus 1. Null plus 1 is equal to, what will happen? Null plus 1 is equal to
Null
null.
value.
You'll get only null. Now, what will happen if you didn't retain it? So simply I'm not retaining, simply taking sequence number is equal to starting value 0. I didn't retain. So if you're not retaining every time in the PDB, when the cycle got over, what will happen in the PDB?
It will arise.
It is also going to be reinitialized. So every time it is going to have only 0. Because I'm taking a sequence number is equal to 0. So 0 plus 1 is equal to every time?
1. 0 plus
1
1.
only. 0 plus 1 is equal to 1 only every time. Isn't it? Because every time it is going to be get reinitialized. So we are going to have only 1 every time.
It always
Understand this?
0 plus
Yes.
1.
0 plus 1. In the backend, 0 plus 1 is equal to how much? 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. Say, for example, if I kept initial value sequence number 1, I didn't retain this one, by the way. Every time it is going to 1 plus 1, 2 only.
2.
Every time we are going to have only 2 because we didn't retain that one. Understand the back-end mechanism of how the return statement works?
Yes.
Sir, retain statement యూజ్ చేయాలంటే ఖచ్చితంగా అసైన్మెంట్ కూడా చేయాలా సార్?
అసైన్మెంట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ చేస్తే దాని వల్ల యూజ్ ఉంటుంది. అసైన్మెంట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ చేయనప్పుడు you will not get much applications from the return statement because we'll see how it is going to work still. Okay. Now, in the previous example, we have created a sequence number. Sorry, I'll write again the return statement here. Now I'm writing the return statement. I'm keeping my initial value, say for example, sequence number, initial value 0. So you know that how the values are going to be. We are going to have from 1 to 19. But this is not what I want to have this time. What I want to do is this time, this is how, I want to create a sequence number separately for females and males separately. In the SAS self data class, we have 9 females. I want to have sequence number for females 1 to 9. And again, after that, we have 10 males. And I want to have for all the 10 male students from 1 to 10. So, means I do not want to have overall sequence number. I want to have a sequence number by gender. Understand what is my requirement? I do not want to have overall sequence number for entire data set. I want to have sequence number by gender. Clear? Understand my requirement?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
No. So that means I want to have a sequence number by gender. Remember, if you want to have sequence number by gender, the first thing that we should do is you need to rearrange the SAS class by sex. We have 19 observations. The first 3 observations are females. Next 3 observations are males. 2 females, 1 male, 1 female, 1 male, 1 female, again 1 male, 2 females, and 4 males. If you want to have sequence number by sex, you should not have in this way. We need to rearrange all 9 observations first based on gender. That means you should keep all the females at one place and then followed by all the 10 males. That means first we need to rearrange the data by sex. Understand how to rearrange the observations by sex. If you want to rearrange the data in the real time, we use a procedure called proc sort. A proc sort is a procedure. It rearranges observations based on the criteria that you have provided. During the proc step, I will explain about the proc sort in detail, but in today's class, I will show you how much we require for this scenario. I will explain to that level. So if you want to rearrange the data, we use a proc sort procedure. Proc sort data is equal to what is the data set that you want to rearrange, or what is the data set that you want to sort. I want to sort or rearrange SAS help dot class. Now, after that sorted, of the rearranged, where do you want to put the data? In which data set you want to put the data? I want to put the data into a new data set called class. So that means in the SAS help library, the class data set will be get rearranged and the new data will come into work library class data set. Now, keep a semicolon. By what criteria you want to rearrange? I want to rearrange the data by which factor? By sex variable. By sex. Now, semicolon run. Now, this proc sort procedure will rearrange all the 19 observations by sex. By the way, in the sex level, do you know what values we have?
9 females.
F and M.
F
By
and M.
default, if it is a character variable, the data will be get rearranged from A to Z. So in A to Z order, female will come first or male will come first?
Female.
Female. Now, in the new set class, what is going to happen? Now we are going to have all the 9 females first like this one. Then we are going to have, 10 male students observations. This is how we are going to have. I'm not writing all the 5 variables. For explanation, I'm writing only the sex variable here. Now see, if I select the program to avoid the confusion, I'm deleting the previous data sets here. Now, if I execute the program, we are going to have class data set. In the class data set, now the data has been rearranged. Can you see now? We have all the 9 female observations first, then followed by 10 male observations. It is a default order. It is an ascending order from A to Z. Say, for example, while you're sorting, if you use a numerical variable, how the data will be get rearranged, in ascending order. That means the lowest value observation will come first, highest value observation will go in the last. Because by default, the order is ascending order. Proc sort is a very important procedure. We are going to discuss about that one during the proc step. Everybody understand this concept?
So,
Yes.
Sir,
good evening, Prima, sir.
so how to spell the class?
Sir,
That
Telugu,
is
sir.
new one.
Student to మాట్లాడుకోండి fees wish.
Sure.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Data set name both are class only, no, sir?
But the first class is present in the SAS library, but this data set is present in which library? Work library. So since the library is different, it will create now class in the work library. Okay.
Good evening, students. Myself, Abdul speaking. Okay, from admin department. Still, many students are not paid second and third installments. Okay. Please pay second and third installment by Saturday end of the day. If not paid from Monday onwards, we are not allowing into the class. Okay. Second one is still few students are attending the class with the names instead of odd number. So I request you all, please create a new email ID with the odd number and attending the class. From Monday onwards, we are not attending these type of logins. Okay. Thank you, students. Please pay your fee due amounts by Saturday, end of the day, at any cost. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. Somebody asking something? Any doubt?
Sir,
Anybody so far?
ascending
Yes.
order గురించి చెప్పారు కదా సార్ ఒకసారి.
So, you know what you mean by ascending order? Since X is a character variable, by default, I will tell you later. Anyway, since you asked me, we follow ASCII order. You know what you mean by ASCII order? Anybody? American Standard Code for Information Interchange. All our keyboards, all our alphabets will take sorting place by this order only. According to this ASCII order, highest priority in ascending order 0 to 9. The next highest priority we have for A to Z. Then we have small a to small z. This is the order. So that means if it is a character variable, how the data will be get sorted? The data will be get sorted from capital A to capital Z, then small a to small z. This is called ascending order. Understand? Say, for example, if you have a name variable, in the name variable, we have, say, for example, Ramesh, and we have, say, for example, Somesh, and we have, say, for example, Mahesh, and then we have a Suresh. Tell me which is going to come first in ascending order. Mahesh will come first, then
Suresh,
you will get
Ramesh.
Ramesh,
Somesh.
then you will get Somesh, and then you will get
Suresh.
Suresh. How do you know? This is called ascending order. A to Z.
Run the step, but I think it is showing output already exists.
Understand? So, since in the sex variable, I have capital F and capital M, what is the ascending order? First, you'll get capital F,
Female.
then after that, you'll get male, capital M. That's right. We got the data like this one.
Sir, it considers only the first letter, or it will take second, third letter also?
So what is happening here? The last example, when I write a Somesh and Suresh, what happened
Second
here?
letter.
So since both first letters are same, it will go to the second letter.
No, sir. In one name, SO is there and SU is there. So in that O, like that, if preference will be before means it will take that name,
See,
or else.
Nikhil, since we have the S and S, right?
Yes, sir.
Both are same, no?
Yes, sir.
So then it will go for next priority for the second letter. We have O here and we have U here. Which is going to come first? O or U?
Oh,
O, no?
Yes,
So
sir.
that's why we got Somesh first.
Okay.
ఇక్కడ కూడా ఎస్ఓ అనుకోండి.
Third letter.
అప్పుడు థర్డ్ లెటర్.
Understand?
Okay, sir.
Now, we discussed very extensively about the proc sort during that proc step. By the way, this is how much we require. This is what we require for this current scenario. Yes, I sorted my data set, sorted all the 19 observations by X. After sorting, this is how we have the data. Now, so I'm creating a new data set called class 1. I'm writing set SAS_self.class. Okay. Now, by the way, I want to have sequence number by which variable? By which criteria?
By sex.
By sex. By sex criteria. Because I want to have female separate sequence number, males separate sequence number, where we can find the females and males information in the sex variable. So I'm writing by sex. Now, I'm writing a return statement. What is the variable I want to return? Sequence number. And I'm keeping initial value 0. Now, I am going to write a conditional statement. Now, we didn't discuss about the if condition yet. The next topic will be the conditional statement. I will discuss about the if statement there, but now try to understand the logic. Okay, now I'm writing a statement like this one. If first dot sex is equal to 1, I'm writing then sequence number is equal to 1. Semicolon. Else sequence number is equal to sequence number plus 1. Semicolon. Then I'm writing the run statement. And you will get confused. What is this first dot sex? And then, what is if, then, and else. Do not worry about that one. I will discuss about the if then statement later, next topic, but try to understand the logic. And by the way, before that, listen carefully. When you are writing a program, in the program, if we have a data statement, set statement, and by statement together in one program. Again, remember, in the program, in the same program, if we have a data statement, set statement, and a by statement together in the PDV, it will create two more automatic variables. So far, you guys know two automatic variables. Those are underscore error underscore n underscore, right? Now, in today's class, we are going to come across two more automatic variables. What are the two automatic variables that we are going to have? The first, we are going to have first dot variable, and another automatic variable is last dot variable. What are these first dot and last dot? To explain this one, what I'm going to do, tell me in the by statement which variable that I have?
6.
This program?
6.
Now remember, in the class data set, how we have the sex values? In the sex variable, how we have the values?
First 9.
We have 9 females. Then what we have?
10 males.
We have 10 males. This is the situation. If you want, I can show you. This is the class data set. In that, this is the sex variable. Because of that, time taking, I'm not writing other variables. Only I'm writing the sex variable. Now, in the backend, it will create now two variables. First one is the first dot variable. Since in the by statement, we have a sex variable, this variable will be first dot sex variable. Create outunandi, it is going to create the variable is first dot sex. That means whatever the variable that we have in the by statement with that name in the backend, it will create first dot variable. Since I have a sex variable, it will be first dot sex. Say for example, if I have an age variable, it will be first dot age. If we have a height variable, then it will be first dot height. If it is a name variable, then it would be first dot name. So that means whatever the variable that you mentioned in the by statement, with that name, it will create first dot variable. Since in the by statement we have a sex, it will be first dot sex. It is an automatic variable. In SAS, if it is an automatic variable, we are going to have only Boolean values. That means any automatic variable in SAS is going to have value either 0 or 1. We are going to have in the first dot set, we are going to have value either 0 or 1 or 1 or 0. 1 can 0 can untundandi. But when we are going to have 1 and when we are going to have 0 is the question. Remember, a very important concept. In the sex variable, if any value coming for the first time, then the first dot sex will be 1. So in the first observation, f is coming for the first time, then first dot sex is equal to 1. If the same value repeating for the second time, then first dot sex will be 0. So the same f is coming for the second time, we have 0. Again, what is the third observation value that we have in the sex variable?
F.
So since we have f to the first dot sex, we are going to have f. So total we have f 9 times. The first time we are going to have 1. The remaining 8 times, what we are going to have now? The remaining 8 times, we are going to have 0. Understand this one, everybody? So what values we are going to have in the first dot sex? Either 1 or 0. When we are going to have 1, if the sex value coming for the first time, any value coming for the first time, then the first dot sex is equal to 1. If the same value repeating for the second next time, then first dot sex is equal to 0. Now, again we are getting sex variable m for first time. Then what is the first dot sex value we are going to have now? 1. If the same value repeating for the second time, then what are we going to have now?
0.
So since we have m 10 times, the first time we are going to have 1, the remaining 9 times we are going to have a 0. And this is called first dot sex. Why we have only first dot sex? Because in the statement we have sex variable. That is the reason why it is creating automatic variable first dot sex.
While running marketplace,
Understand everybody? Now,
Sir,
in the same way,
సార్ ఫస్ట్ ఎఫ్ వన్ గా తీసుకుంటాం సార్. అంటే నెక్స్ట్ అబ్జర్వేషన్ మారేసరికి మళ్ళీ ఫస్ట్ వన్ తీసుకుంటాం ఎం ఫర్ ఎం.
yes, m first time వచ్చింది అనుకోండి. If the value coming for the first time, then 1. Is the
Okay,
same value repeating again?
Then 0. Okay.
0.
Okay. Clear.
Okay. Now we are going to have one more automatic variable called last dot sex. Again, why it is last dot sex? Because in the by statement we have sex variable. Now the last dot sex also is going to have value either 1 or 0. You know, when it is going to be 0, when it is going to be 1. Every time the last dot sex value will be 0, except for the last time. If the value, how many times it is repeating, every time we are going to have a 0. So first time f we have, again we have f0, again we have f0, again we have f0, and again we have an f0. So that means total we have f9 times. The first 8 times we are going to have a 0. But when the f comes for the last time, then what the last dot sex is going to be? 1. Now again we have m total 10 times. The first 9 times we are going to have a 0. Okay. And when we have a m for the last time, okay, when we have, so first 9 times we are going to have a 0, but when m comes for the last time, we are going to have a 1. And these are called first dot variable, last dot variable. In this scenario, first dot sex and last dot sex. Now I want to see this automatic variables values. I told you, remember, if you want to see any automatic variable value, where we can see?
In log window.
In the log window. But if you want to see in the log window, I told you what is the statement you should write?
Put statement.
Put statement. If you want to see all the variables of PDB, what is the option you should write? Underscore all. Very good. So now tell me what variables you can see. If I hit underscore, already in the SAS data class, we have 5 variables. 5 variables plus underscore n underscore that we know 7 variables. But today we are going to see 2 more variables, which is first dot variable and last dot variable. Why these 2 variables are appearing? Because in the program we have a data statement, we have a set statement, and we have a base statement together. If you do not have a by statement, it won't create the first dot, last dot. It will create only when you have by statement also. Now see, I'm selecting this program. Of course, you will get a data set, that is fine. But if I go to the log window, now can you see? Didn't I sort the data? First of all, I will sort the data. So what is the data set? Where we have sorted here, right? Here we have sorted. Now I'm writing this program. Now see, if I execute the program in the log window, proc sort data SAS.class. What is the where we have the sorted data? Can you see here?
Class.
Now in the statement, I should write only class.
Only class.
Okay? Here I wanted the class one because here we have a sorted data. Now select the program and execute the program. Now go to that log window. Now can you see? We already know SAS.class contains name variable, sex variable, age variable, height variable, weight variable. And now can you see what is the first we are getting today? First dot sex is equal to. Can you see what is the first value that we have?
1.
1. And the second observation? 0. Again 0. We have 0 up to here because this is the last observation for females. And again, this is the male observation, first observation. So first dot sex is equal to, can you see what is the value that we have?
1.
Again, we are going to have 9 zeros. In the same way, last dot sex is equal to 0. So we have 9 females. For the first 8 observation, it is 0. For the females, last observation, last dot sex is equal to 1. And again, when we have males 10 times, first 9 times it is 0. For the last 10th time, it is 1. And along with, we already know that we are going to have underscore n underscore n underscore n underscore. We have so many applications for first dot and last dot. Yes?
Sir, these variables are like error and underscore n underscore only.
underscore error underscore, when we have an error, underscore underscore will become
One.
1. Since we do not have any error, it is going to be only 0. And what is underscore and underscore? Number of iterations. Number of iterations. First cycle, first observation, first iteration. So underscore underscore is 1. Since we have 19 observations, 19 cycles will take place. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, Rabban, you're asking something.
Sir, what is the use of this first variable and last variable in the real test scenario, sir?
Yes, we have so many applications. We'll come to know for now.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Now, so we know that first start, last start variable. Now, I'm writing like this one. Now, I'm writing a statement called retain. In the retain statement, I'm using creating a new variable called sequence number, and I'm keeping my value 0, initial value. Now, I am writing an if statement. Do not worry about the if statement, but try to understand the logic. Now I'm writing if first dot sex is equal to, I'm writing then sequence number is equal to 1. Now I'm writing else sequence number is equal to sequence number plus. This is the two statements I'm writing. But for the time being, I'm not taking the last dot sex. I will discuss about that one later. But you know the concept now. What is the last dot sex also? Now, so this is the situation in the backend, in the PDV. So female first observation, what is the first dot sex value? 1. For the remaining 8 Fs, what is the first dot sex we are going to have? 0. Now I'm creating a new variable called sequence number. Where I have written this sequence number, in which statement I have written this one? Retain statement. So now it is going to retain the initial value 0. What is the value it will retain now? It will retain the value 0. So since we have written that in the retain statement, every time we are going to have a 0 like this one. Because we retain that one, it is going to hold that value, right? It is going to keep the value like this one. Every time 0, because at the starting I said retain sequence number 0. Now, I am writing the program. When I execute the program for the first time, first cycle, for one observation will go from class to class 1. Now we have written sequence number 0. Now I have two statements. If first dot sex is equal to 1, then sequence number is equal to how much?
1.
Else the sequence number is equal to?
Sequence number plus
1. Now tell me, in the first observation, if this is the first observation, this statement is satisfying out of these two statements.
Statement equals to 1 and sequence number.
So this statement is getting satisfied, right? Since this statement is getting satisfied, now what is the sequence number is going to become now? 1. So since we have written the sequence number, every time it is going to hold the value 1, isn't it? Because we written that value, every time it is going to hold this value. Now, when the second observation, second cycle getting executed, now first dot sex value is 0, right? Now tell me which statement is getting satisfied? Else statement. What is the else statement? Sequence number is equal to? Already, what is my sequence number?
1.
1 plus 1 is equal to? 2. So now it is going to get and return the value 2. Now coming to the third observation, which statement is getting satisfied out of these two? Else statement. What is else statement? Sequence number is equal to? Already my sequence number is 2, so 2 plus 1 will become? 3. So it is going to become 3. Come to the fourth observation. Again, which statement is getting satisfied?
Else.
Else statement. What is that else statement? Sequence number is equal to sequence number plus 1. So already I have a 3. 3 plus 1 will become 4. Now since we retain that one, every time we are going to have a 4. Again, coming to the fifth observation, which statement is getting satisfied? Else statement. What is that else statement? Sequence number is equal to sequence number plus 1. 4 plus 1 will become 5. every time it is going to hold the value 5. And then when the cycle executes for the second time, it will become 6. Then it will become 7. Then 8. Then 9.
Sir,
Now, yes.
first observation, sir. First observation. And first dot 6 sequence number 1.
1 second. Now tell me, coming to this observation, again, which statement is getting satisfied?
If statement.
Because first dot x is equal to 1. So if statement will be getting satisfied. If the if statement getting satisfied, what the sequence number will be?
1.
Now we are going to have value here. So since we return that every time, what is the value we're going to have now? 1 only. Understand? Now coming to this observation. Now what is the first dot x? Is it satisfying the first condition, first statement or second statement?
Second.
So what is the second statement? Sequence number is equal to sequence number plus 1. What is my already sequence number?
1.
1 plus 1 will become
2.
Then this will become 3. This will become 4. And then this will come, what it will become? Sorry, this will become 5. And then it will become 6, 7, 8, 9, and then it will become 10. Understand this one? Now can you see how we have the sequence number? We have females, 1 sequence number. And again, for males, we have the second sequence number. Again, it has been reinitialized from the starting, and we have again 1 to 10. Now, see, if I set the program, execute the program, we are going to have a class 1 data set. Now, can you see how we have the sequence number in it? We have 9 females, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here we have 10 males, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Understand, Rabbani, what is that application that we have for the first dot 6?
Yes, sir. Got it.
Now, we'll see one other example. This time, I want to have a sequence number based on age. Based on age. You know, we have age values in the age variable. We have 11 years 2 times. We have 12 years 5 times, 5 observations. We have 13 years 3 observations. We have 14 years 4 observations. We have 15 years 4 observations. And we have 60 years 1 observation. So now I want to have sequence number 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then I want to have again 2, 3. Again, I want to have 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, I want to have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I want to have 1. So total we have 9 observations. So I want to have sequence number by age. Tell me, if you want to have sequence number by age, what you should do first of all? First of all, we need to rearrange the data by age. Since age is a numerical variable, the data will be sorted in ascending order. What do you mean by ascending order? The lowest age value will come first, and the highest age value will go in the last. Okay, so tell me how to sort the data. Proc sort. Data is equal to data class. So see, if I execute the program, we are going to have a class data set. Now can you see how we have the observations? 11 years 2 first, 12 years 5, then 13, then 14, then 15, and then 16. That means now the observations are rearranged or sorted. Now tell me, if in the program, in the back, if you want to have first dot and last dot variables, what the program statement should write? Data. I want to create a new data set for class. So set where we have sorted data?
Class.
Class, very good. Which variable? Age. Very good. Now since I have data statement, statement, by statement together, what is that automatic variable that you write now?
First
age.
Start age.
We'll discuss last dot age in tomorrow's class. We'll go with the first. Tell me, So 11 coming for the first time. What first dot is variable value?
1.
1.
1. The same 11 coming for the second time.
0.
0.
12 coming for the first time.
1.
1. The same 12 is coming again.
0.
And then we have 0. Then we have 0. Then we have
1.
13 coming for the first time.
0.
Second time 0.
0. 1.
Again 1. So
0.
0.
0.
0. Then we have 0.
1.
1. Then we have 0.
0. 0.
And then
1.
this is called first dot A's. Clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Now I'm going to use this concept in my program. Now, how to use this concept in my program? So I am retaining a new variable. I want to have a sequence number. Initially, how much I want to have? 0.
0.
And now, what is the condition I should write? Now I'm writing if
If
First
dot
dot
A
is equal
equal to 1,
then sequence
then
number is equal
sequence number is equal to 1.
Else,
Else
else
sequence number
sequence number is equal to
sequence number plus
sequence.
now we are going to have a new variable called sequence number, right? Tell me, in this observation, which statement out of these two is getting satisfied?
if statement.
statement.
If the statement executed, what the sequence number will be?
1.
1.
And since we return every time, what is the value we are going to have now? 1 only.
1.
Coming to the second observation, which statement is getting satisfied? Right?
Else
Else.
Also, what is that else statement?
Sequence
sequence
number
number plus 1.
Plus 1.
plus 1.
Already I have sequence number 1. 1 plus 1 will become
2.
2.
again. First dot is equal to 1. Which statement will be get satisfied?
Else.
If statement.
If
If
Sir.
no, then we are going to have 1. Then else statement 1 plus 1 2. Again else statement 2 plus 1 3. Again we are going to have 4.
5, 1, 1, 2,
సౌండ్ తగ్గించండి
3,
1.
సౌండ్
Then
తగ్గించండి
2, 3,
3.
4, 1,
1
2.
2
3,
3
4,
4
1.
1. This is how we are going to have the sequence number. Now see, I'm selecting the program, executing the program. Now we are going to have a class 2. And now 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 and 1. Because 11 years we have 2 members 1 2. 12 years we have 5 members 1 2 3 4 5. 13 years we have 3 members 1 2 3. And then we have 14 years of 4 members 1 2 3 4. 15 years 4 members 1 2 3 4 and 16. Understand this concept?
Yes.
Now just imagine logically, if I generate the sequence number by name, how am I going to get the sequence number? Just guess.
Alphabetical orders.
Okay, alphabetical order. But how the sequence number variable values will be?
1.
No,
1 to 9.
nor
1 to 9.
repetition of
1 to 9.
Within the
All
name
are-
variable, it will be.
All. It will be in ascending, but your order will be 1 to 9.
Nikita, when you will get 1 to 19, no? When we have a choice 19 times, do we have a choice 19 times?
No.
or repetition.
Choice we have unique value, only one time. So then what will happen? I'm giving a clue.
Every time one.
We are going to have only because no name is repeating.
Everything
for the
is a
second
new
time.
value.
Everything is unique.
Right. Every time first dot's name is equal to 1 only. Isn't it? When the first dot name is equal to only 1, every time which statement will execute?
If
If
If statement only.
If statement.
Now can we try that one?
yes.
First of all, if you want to have sequence number by name, the program I should write?
Proc.
Data is equal to class. Out is equal to class. By which variable?
By name.
The data will be get sorted by name. Okay, the data has been sorted by name, and then I'm running data. I want to have a class 3 data set. set I'm creating this from the class data set by which variable?
Name.
So since I have a data statement set and by statement in the backend, what we're going to have now? First dot name.
Last dot name.
Now I want to use that one. Now I'm writing a return statement. I want to create a new variable called count, and I want to have initial value 0. Any variable name. No need to write every time sequence number. It's up to you. Okay. Now, then tell me what the statement I should write. If
first
first dot name is equal to 1, then count is equal to 1. Else count is equal to plus 1. That's it. Okay. Now select the program, execute the program. We are going to have a class 3. Now can you see how we have the count now? Because we have Alfred only one time, 1, Alice only one time, 1, and Barbara only one time, we have only 1. Barbara 2 times only. If you have Barbara twice, then you'll get 1 and 2. Since I have Barbara only one time, I'll get only count value 1. So in the real time, every time we create a sequence number, say for example, I have a data set. In the data set, I have a patient ID 101. He took 5 medications. So for example, one time you took the Dolo 650, 101 you took, say, for example, Pantaf or something, and second time you took, third time you took Ginkgobit or something, okay? Ginkgobit or something, and again you took, say, for example, DOT or something, again 101 you took Crocin or something, and then with 10 you took, for example, nice tablet or something, again 103 has taken, say, for example, paracetamol. The same 103 again took one more medication XYZ. I have one more 104. He took ABC medication, and again 104 took, so for example, again XYZ medication. In the real time, when patients got a multiple observations, every time we will create a sequence number for all the observations which comes for patient. So 101 first observation 1, 2, 3, then 4. And then we only have 5. Then we have 102, one observation 1. 103 we have one observation. So for example, 103 has got 2 observations. Now here we are going to have, say for example, 2, and here we are going to have 1, and here we are going to have 2. How I generated my sequence number here? By patient ID. If first dot patient ID is equal to 1, then sequence number is equal to 1. Else sequence number is equal to sequence number plus 1. So definitely one patient is going to have multiple observations. When we have multiple observations, we have to create a sequence number for all observations which comes under one subject. If it is adversarial, it is lapsed in, it can be the same way. In the banking domain, say for example, one customer did 10 transactions. Each transaction we are going to have one observation. So for 10 transactions of one customer, we need to see front to end. So sequence number is such a very common variable. We are going to have both in clinical and in any other domain. So every time, whenever we want to generate sequence number, now how we are going to do it? By using by statement, return statement, first dot variable. It can be first dot patient ID, or first dot customer ID, or first dot some other age or a sex, whatever the thing criteria that we have, we should write. Now, and I'm going back again in real time, I'm not going to first dot name is equal to 1. Mathematically, first dot name is equal to 1, and first dot name and the same. Isn't it? Say, for example, I'm writing like this one. If Nikita and Rasan if I write the Nikita, so it means Nikita only. But if I write to say, for example, if Nikita is equal to 1, that is also Nikita only, right? Isn't it? Mathematically is equal to 1, or the value both are same. Understand? That's why when I'm writing the code, to avoid unnecessary extra confusion, I will not write first dot name is equal to 1. Simply I will write the first dot name. First dot name means first dot name is equal to 1 mathematically. Say for example, see, I'm writing if A or if A is equal to 1. Isn't both are same? Mathematically both are same. isn't it?
Yes.
So that's why we don't use is equal to 1. Mere is equal to 1 రాయకపోయినా కానీ that means it's equal to 1 only. Okay, that's why when I'm writing the real code, I don't write this much, in detail. Simply I will first dot is, and I will write first dot 6. So first dot 6 means first dot 6 is equal to 1. Understand this one, everybody? We are running out of the time for today's class. Can we continue the application, few more applications, scenarios in tomorrow's class?
Sure, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir. To automatic variables, go to class 3. Class
Okay.
3 result. Sir, suppose we didn't use sort by proc sort we didn't use, and Barbara suppose name coming not sorting. It is means
Okay.
it is in second position, then it is in fifth position. Then it will come one only, na?
I will show you that one. Now it didn't sort because in the set statement, can you see what is the data set I'm using? SAS data class. It didn't, by the way, it didn't sort it by name. Okay. Understand what I'm doing here? Now, if I execute the program, if I go to the log window, this is the error that you will get. Can you see what is the error you are getting?
By variables.
By variables not properly sorted on data set. You will get this error.
Class.
You should not have that error. If you are writing a by statement, that means the data should be in sorting order by that variable. Otherwise, you will get an error. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Yes.
automatic variables, first dot variable, last variable, either 0 or 1.
Yes.
So first dot name వచ్చినప్పుడు 1 అవ్వాలా? I mean 0.
Every time it is going to be only 1. Last dot name is equal to 1. Because the same Barbara we have first time, that is the last time, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's why see. So where we have sorted it, since you asked me, I will write the code here. Say for example, first of all, I'm sorting proc data is equal to SAS class. I'm writing out is equal to, say for example, out is equal to class only. How I'm sorting by name, right? Now I'm executing the program. Now the data has been sorted by name. Now say for example, for clarity, I'm creating a class 1 set where we have the name sorted data.
Class.
And by name.
Name.
So since I'm writing data statement, set and by statement, in the back end, what variables it is going to create now? It is going to create first dot name and last dot name. Now I'm writing put underscore all underscore. Now see what is going to happen. For the same observation, first dot name is equal to 1. For the same observation, last dot name is equal to 1. You see here, first dot name is equal to 1. Because we have, only one name. At least we have only one name, but same observation, first dot name is equal to 1 and last dot name is equal to 1. Okay.
So I mean, if condition if first dot name equal to 1, if first dot name equal to 0, then count equal to 0. I mean,
what do you want to write? If
first dot name equal to 0, then equal to 0.
Count is equal to 0. First retain చేయాలి కదా?
Yeah.
Retaining count initial value. Do you want to keep 0?
Oh, yeah, 0.
Okay.
Else count equal to count plus 1.
Now this will get, but no, sure it was that we do not have a sure at all. Because every time we have start name is equal to
1.
1 only. So this statement will execute.
Okay, sir.
Understand? Now this will get only 1 only. We are writing in a reverse order, right? What's the answer I'm creating there? Class, right? Did with the by statement there? Tell me what we have written. Retain CNT. If first start name is equal to 0, then
Equal to
0. Else count is equal to
count plus 1.
First of all, I'm sorting the data and then I'm writing class 1. we are getting like this one. You said the first dot name equal to 0, then
Font equal to 0.
So every time it is not first dot name is equal to, it's not 0, right?
Yes, sir.
Every time what we have?
1.
Like this one. Okay, now like this one. For all 90 names, we have only 1. So every time else statement only is 0. When the statement is for first time, what is the count value? Count is equal to count plus 1. 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. So it is going to hold which value now? 1.
Else.
1, right? First is statement executed the pratisari return sangada. What is value we are going to have every time?
1.
1. Again, for the second observation also, which statement execute?
Else.
Already what is the value that we have?
1.
1
plus 1 it is going to become
2.
2. Then 3. Then 4. Then 5. Every time it is going to get added plus 1. Because there is no 0 at all to reinitialize again. To restart.
Okay.
Anybody?
Sir, if we write last dot name equal to 1, we can get
We'll see that one. We'll see that one tomorrow. We'll see the illustration how we can use the last dot variable also.
Use.
Okay. Okay then. See you guys. See you in tomorrow's class.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.